Hi guys, welcome back to Our Voices. I'm Yoande,
And I'm Abimbola.
and we have a very, very special guest for you guys today. Introducing
Drum roll, please.
the one and only
Josh. What's good,
Man like
guys?
Josh. Man like Jazz.
Oh
Landed.
gosh, I know you guys have been dying to see him on one of our episodes. I know it for a fact. But hi Josh, how does it feel to be here today?
It's great. I'm finally here. Finally landed. You know what I'm saying?
Period. Look at the way I'm smiling ear to ear. How are you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling good. I mean, it's a great opportunity to be on a podcast and, talk to you guys.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is just, one of our another sessions in the house when we just
Like,
talking
we
and
just
talking
talk,
to
exactly.
each
Yeah, fair
other.
enough. Yeah.
So that's what it's gonna look like. Obviously, with a mighty camera in front of us, not mommy's phone.
Yeah,
this
they
time.
can't see this. Just we'll look this way and we talking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling today, baby?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, No nerves, no nothing. Just another talk with you guys.
Yeah.
It's great to be with you guys all the time because we're
Nice.
not always together, are we?
Yeah.
That's true. What
Always
did you even
busy.
do today?
Today, I've just been at school, slept a bit, training, and yeah, that's how it is every day, innit?
Yeah, man.
Exactly. Look, pretty much all and then finished all the food in the house.
Okay.
Can you imagine? It had. What did you say you had earlier?
Okay. Okay, so you know them like Quaker oats, the little bars they have in the morning, the breakfast ones. I had like 10 of those, I think.
10 of those.
Just-
Joshua, that's
I bought two.
insane.
That is crazy. I bought
Oh,
2
10.
boxes. And
Okay,
how many is in a box?
19. I have methods, okay. I have methods. I have methods of cutting.
Okay, go on.
What do you mean you have method? Finishing a whole carton of snacks is a method.
Okay, not all of it. I could be
19,
exaggerating.
nigga.
I
Don't
could be
you-
exaggerating.
Don't you think that 10 is big back behavior in one sitting? 10. Do you
Big
think that's big
backism.
back? Like
I'm
ah,
exaggerating it. I had about like 6, 7.
6, 7. I can barely finish.
That's a lot. Exactly. I can
one.
barely finish one.
Not that big, guys. Come on.
Nah, it's good though. It's good to see a black boy
Too
with an
much.
appetite. Like we love that,
Yeah,
don't we?
we love that. If they can pay for the appetite themselves, don't try me.
But Mom,
Please,
don't
don't
you
make
think-
me backhand both of you
Mom,
here
don't
right
you
now.
think it's good that
I can backhand you on the camera, okay?
Don't you think
Call
we
social
have,
services.
don't you think it's good that we have good eating habits?
No, it's not.
What?
Because you guys are putting a bloody hole in my pocket.
Okay, but would you rather us like have really bad eating habits and possible disorders? Because that's all like how parents raise
Look at the
children.
way they're gaslighting me.
Come on.
Look at the way they're gaslighting me.
Mom, it's a situation where I know a couple people who have grown up with like strict eating restrictions at home. Yeah, and it's
I
followed
should
them.
have put that in place.
No, you can't say
No,
that. You can't
because
say
it's
that.
followed them into the adult life. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind. Because the way you guys eat, you eat like little lions. Little lions is a joke. Massive lions. How about that? The way you guys eat. I'm just so glad we all are athlete family. Like we go to the gym a lot.
Yeah.
Imagine if none of us go to the gym. And the way you guys eat.
Yeah.
Oh my
That'd
God.
be an issue,
Blum blum.
Oh.
That's what
she
you guys
comes
said.
up with her own slang sometimes, doesn't she?
No, I
and
make
it's
up my own
like-
slang.
If you
Sorry.
guys know what that means, you know what that means. Blum,
blum
blum.
blum.
That's part of being Nigerian.
let's catch
You have
it.
your own slangs. But anyways, it's nice having you on here today, Joshua. Like,
Thank
I
you.
can't believe we finally brought you on here.
Definitely,
And
Yeah.
today we're going to be asking some questions before we dive into the topic today. So I'm going to go first and ask questions. What is your favorite subject at school, Joshua?
At school, that's hard to ask because I don't like school really. But in subjects, I'd say PE. I'm fit, I'm healthy, I like doing sports, so can't go wrong with PE really.
Me too.
Okay.
I love PE too.
Okay, that's not bad. Have you got any question for me?
No, I got one for her though.
Why me?
For you,
Okay, go on.
what do you really do when you're not studying at school?
Josh.
Yes, and you are not allowed to lie. Camera is looking at
You
you.
can't be lying now.
Yes,
I really
thank
want to
you.
know.
You actually
Thank
set me
you.
up.
I really want to know.
Right now, you are my favorite child. Now go ahead.
You actually set me up.
Answer that question, and you cannot lie because there's camera right in front of you.
And you know why he's asking me that? Because he's on all my private stories. I send him snaps every single day, so he knows exactly what I do.
Oh yeah, tell me, what
Okay,
do you
cool.
do?
Realistically, on days when I don't have lectures, if I'm not studying, as in like girl,
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Mano's okay. Can y'all see? Yeah,
Pinocchio.
She cute.
Pinocchio.
She cute.
Your nose is gonna be getting longer and longer if you lie. Go on.
No. Realistically, if I'm not like in the library studying or like doing my assignments and stuff, I'll just be in my room chilling, or like I'll meet up with my friends and we'll be like, oh, like guys, let's go to the park, or like let's paint today, or like remember when I did that sushi with my friends? We made sushi and
I'm
matcha
always
together.
cooking. You're the only
Yeah.
student I know that does not eat like a student at school.
Do you know what it is? This is
He eats
one
like
thing.
he's in a 5-star restaurant.
No,
That's
this
how
is
she
something.
ate.
This is even a tip I'll give you, Joshua, when you go to university. People think that when you have struggle meals in uni, there's ways you can stretch it out to actually look good and last long. If you go to Aldi, you buy a pack of wings. That's $1.99 for a pack of wings in Aldi. Well, it's £2.19 now because inflation is actually so real, guys. £2.19 now, yeah. You make those wings, yeah. Put them seasoning on top of it, whatever, and have it with a side of coleslaw. Carrot is 59p, cabbage is 69p, guys. Realistically, mayo in Lidl is like 50 something p as well. Put that with a side of coleslaw and make some white rice with it. Am I living like a king eating basic food? No, it's just how I plate it.
You can
and
tell
how
she's
it
a
looks
lawyer,
good.
right? The
In
way
fact,
she
you're even
knows
alive
how
right
to
now.
talk and
In
explain
fact, you're
things.
even alive right now.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. But yeah, you see, you trying to bait me out with that one. Yeah, I got you.
Played it safe.
Hmm.
Played it safe. Played it safe.
But Mom, my question to you is, what is our favorite date that we've gone on?
Or me and you.
Yeah.
We've been on so many dates.
Mhm.
But I feel like my favorite one is the one where we went to the spa. Like we literally used spend the entire day at the
Yeah,
spa.
that was so fun, and then we
And
had
we're
lunch
gossiping about
afterwards.
everybody.
Honestly, we always do. If you think we've spoken about you, we have.
We have. No, you know what? Yeah. You know when they say a mother and a daughter duo, like when don't ever trust a mother and a daughter when they're like in a private room. Oh, trust me, we are gossiping.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what do you mean, yeah?
And that's just from experience of eavesdropping.
What do you mean eavesdropping?
I hear
Half of the
everything.
time we're
I hear
speaking Yoruba,
everything.
though.
I hear everything. Regardless, French, Spanish, Yoruba, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing
dead.
it. I'm hearing it, guys. I'm hearing it.
so real.
Yeah, I feel like that's my favorite. Like when we went to the spa the entire day, it was so fun.
Yeah, it was actually. I had the best. I mean, that was on my birthday as well. It was like the best birthday ever,
Ever.
guys. It really
Ever.
was. Genuinely, with the best birthday.
That was
ever.
what you said on your 10th birthday.
I was 10. How am I gonna remember that? Like...
Now your 21st is your first birthday. Oh, your
Oh.
10th birthday. Oh my god, that's my best birthday ever.
Okay, yes, because it was the best birthday as a 10-year-old. Like, I don't know anything ever other than that, but 21 tops it because there's alcohol involved.
But yeah, so that's a little bit of you getting to know us. And so today we've decided to bring Joshua on. Joshua is my son. He's a 15 years old teenage black boy. And then I thought, you know what is the best way to, because anyone that follows us, you know, we talk about parenting, we talk about life, we talk about everything really. So we thought, what's the best way to, I don't know, introduce, not really introduce, like to pick a mind of a teenager black boy. What is the best way to do it than to bring a teenager black boy to the podcast? So we've brought Joshua here today to answer some questions. So we're going to be asking Joshua some questions, and we're also going to be bantering like we always do. And yeah, that's pretty much why we're here today. And so my first question to Joshua is, what is it like? Because obviously we live in a predominantly Caucasian area.
Yeah.
What is it like living in a predominantly Caucasian area as a black boy? How does it feel?
Honestly, it's like the wild. Really, you got packs of wolves.
The wild.
Then you got the
Packs of
get what
wolves.
if you get what I mean, you get what you got the packs of wolves. Then you got the tigers. You got all the animals there, as in races. We're all different. We hang out together with our own packs. If you get what I mean. Occasionally they mix, but over time, almost all the time when they mix, it just gets wild. It just gets horrible. Like there's always arguments, racism involved, then beef, and then it's fighting and all that horrid stuff. And you know, it never ends well. Like personally, I got a friend group where not too many people, 3 of us at least. We're all black. No one else is in it. Like it's just us three. A few Caribbeans and then Jamaicans. I mean, sorry, not Jamaicans, Africans. So it's literally just us three, us four, five, yeah. It's like that. And then there's other friend groups as well. Occasionally we hang out together, but all the time we're never together, literally. Like, I don't know how to describe it to you.
Why is that though? Is it because like you find it hard to like relate to other?
Yeah, definitely. The
packs,
relation. Yeah,
as
it's
you
the
described it?
relation. It's the relation, definitely. We can't always relate to things. We can't always bond properly or like suffer the same way or like celebrate the same way, if you get what I mean. Like it's a bit difficult.
Do you
But
feel like there's like a prejudgment with
Oh,
them?
yeah, definitely.
Like stereotypes are a real thing. Like
Stereotype.
tell us
Definitely.
one of the stereotypes for the other packs that you've like
And how you've handled
experienced
it.
and how you've handled it.
Okay, as in like for me,
Like so you're obviously you're a black boy
yeah,
and other packs means like different other races, right?
yeah.
So tell us one of the stereotypes that are commonly known about another like predominantly the predominant area that you live in and how you've handled that.
All right then. So for one, the area we live in, lots of gypsies, right? Travelers, right? Word around town, they live in caravans or they steal all the stuff. Like it's horrible to say that things, but like yeah, that's one of them. Like
That's what they do for
yeah,
real.
it's just
Mm. It's hard to see.
yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
see,
But do
definitely.
you think that they also see black?
You,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
a
because
hundred
obviously you
percent,
being a black
hundred
boy, because
percent.
obviously they also have a stereotype about black boys.
100%. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even help it myself. I mean, I have
Uh-oh.
dreadlocks. Like, I'm dark skinned. I got dreadlocks. Like, I don't help anything.
Hey.
Yeah,
So,
but do you think it affects you the way they see you, or do they actually show it as well? The way they see you, do they actually show it as well in terms of the way they behave towards you?
okay, so that's a good question. So, it just depends the power. So, for example, I've had teachers in my school, obviously, who aren't black as I am, if anything, white, and they treat me differently, of course, because I'm black, which is obviously wrong. But you see what I'm like, you see, since they have power over me in school, because I'm a student, right? They're staff. So they can tell me off, they can send me anywhere, they can sanction me, all of these things. They can contact you as well, which they do all the time. That, in terms of that, like, they definitely show a lot of prejudice in that because, I mean, I could do the same thing white boy does, but I'd still get a worse sanction.
And how does that make you feel?
Uh, since I'm used to it now, which is horrible, like, I shouldn't be used to it at all, but since I'm used to it now, I wouldn't say it's that bad. Like, I feel I'm fine with it. I mean, I'm not a bad behaved student, so I wouldn't say it's
But
that.
then does that not want you to act out of place, like out of character? Because since they treat you that way, that wants you to become what they're describing you as, anyways, even though that's not who you are, but because they keep making you feel like you're that person, does that not make you want to go, you know what, I might as well just act out?
See, that's their goal, to make you mad. You can't fall for that stuff because once they make you mad, they prove themselves right and they prove you wrong. If they make you
Clock
mad,
it.
you're the angry black person, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's
If
so
they make
true.
you mad, you're the monkey, aren't you? Like is it like that's how it
Literally.
gets.
Bro,
If you
your
wanna
boy is
go,
black.
Yo, he's
it
not.
is. It's how it is though. If they make you mad, you're proving them right. You're not helping anything at all. You
Mm.
can be as dark as you want, have as long locks as you want, but if you fall for their tricks, you are part of the trick. I'm
So
sorry. I'm sorry.
what are some things you do to avoid falling into their trap? So let's say a teacher's wrongly sanctioned you now. What's things you do to combat that and not fall for what they want to make you into?
Firstly, I question it to them, and if they don't want to tell me, I just shut up. Honestly, I just leave it at that. I'm not being submissive. I just don't want to hear anything about them because if I keep talking to them, I'm only gonna extend it and make it worse for myself, aren't I? So usually I just like leave it at that. I tell my mom, she'll understand. People around me understand. So it's not like I don't really do much about it other than just let it happen.
So would you advise people, mothers with sons, black sons, young sons, to move into predominantly Caucasian area? Would you ever advise them to do that? Well, you've never lived in another place, like you don't have
Yeah,
you've never tried any other
yeah.
option.
I've been in this area for a while.
Yeah, like you were literally born here.
Yeah.
So in that area. But then would you ever advise a mother that has a black young son? Because a lot of mothers in London that have black young son, they complain about, raising sons in London. We're still gonna
Yeah.
come to that topic as well. Because obviously people believe it's safer outside of London, which it is, because there's no knife crimes,
Yeah,
there's no gun
definitely.
crimes and
Somewhere
all
else
of
is
those
safe.
stuff. Yeah. But would you ever advise a mother with a young black son right now, raising a young black son, to bring the child into an area where it's full of Caucasian, non-black people,
See,
from
I
your own
wouldn't,
experience?
from my experience, I wouldn't advise it, but to be the strongest, you have to go through the worst, don't you?
Hmm.
Like, me personally, racism doesn't really affect me. Like, I could go through racism often. I wouldn't budge because I'm used to it now. Like, I'm strong.
Shouldn't be
Like,
used to it,
I
but
shouldn't be
I
used
get
to
what
it,
you
but
mean.
it's called resistance, really. Like, you gotta break metal with metal, don't you? Like that's how it is, really. Like, you got to go through it, and then once you go through it, then you're used to it. Because, see, in school, it's gonna be a bit lighter than the outside world. So if you can handle school, the outer world would like it'd be less tough for you, less tough for you. Because you see it in jobs as well when they want to apply for jobs, they see you're black, they won't take you. Same as in school, when I apply for what head boy, they see you're black, no, I'm not gonna take him. You gotta go through it really, but I wouldn't advise it because what's it like? A lot of bullying come through as well, and bullying really ruins your future. A lot of
Mm.
childhood trauma, right?
Yeah, I also feel like with mothers who are struggling to raise their black sons in London, if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna move him to a outside of London school and it'll be better, there's different adversities wherever you go. So it's not more so where you move the kid, is how you're moving them. How are you allowing them to, face those adversities? Because fine, the water might not be green in wherever you move outside of London, but trust me, it's also not as green in this area either. So it's that's most of the mentality you need to have behind it, rather than just saying, oh, let's just move away from here and everything will fine. Because if you keep running away from your troubles, they'll keep following you. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it goes to show how you raised Joshua as a black man, black boy growing up in
yeah. I think he mostly, like, just like you said, there's a lot of bullying. And the reason would you say you ever experienced bullying?
Me personally, no.
because
Just
you're that guy, innit?
yeah, you said I'm just that guy.
and,
Yeah,
and I feel like besides you're just that guy, the way you're raised in the house, bullying would never affect you because of the way you were raised. So I feel like in terms of sending your children, moving outside of London to raise your black sons on black daughters, let's not remove the daughter as well,
Yeah.
and black daughters.
yeah.
It's the way you raise them, really. It's the how present you are as well. Like, you've moved outside of London with your children, you want to make sure you're so present. They can tell you things, they can confide in you, they can come to you. So that way you can, any obstacles, you can all, overcome it together. And that way, when you let them know in the house, we've got each other, we're strong, we're intelligent, we're smart, we're this, we're that. That way, when they're outside the house, they will take the same training you've given to them in the house outside the house. So when they come across any adversaries, or is that how to say
Adversities.
adversities, sorry, it wouldn't really affect them as much. Am I making sense?
Yeah, 100%. Because
So
you're only as strong as the internal. If your home doesn't feel like it's strong and rooted, then when you're outside, you will crumble very, very easily
Very quick.
Definitely.
under any type of pressure.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
don't just run away from things. Actually, resolve them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But
100%. And then, so this will now bring me to going. Obviously, you are an amazing young black boy being raised by a single mother, living in a single mother household.
Props.
Props. Props
yeah,
what?
man, props to you.
Props to you. You know.
Why?
She doesn't know what props means. That's
I
why don't.
she's
she's questioning it.
I don't. What
Props,
does prop
like
means?
like we're
Like,
giving you your flowers. Like
yeah.
props to you.
Just give me my money. Give me my money. Money is what I want. Give me my money. But
But yeah, now props to you though.
No,
Props to you.
props to you
is
for
it?
real.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys are making me feel good right
It's
now.
impressive though. Not a lot of
Yeah,
people can
not
do
a
it.
lot of bums can do this. I can't.
Is
lie.
it?
Yeah.
Obviously.
I don't feel like I don't. Come on, there's a lot of single black mothers out there.
Exactly.
Mm.
And you see their sons, they aren't they aren't like me, are they really?
You have friends.
I'm not
Mom.
saying
You've seen your friends' sons.
yeah.
Anyway, let's not throw shades right now. You shady
Throw the
Betty.
shade. Throw the
But
shade.
anyways, the thing is, being raised by a single black mother as a single black son, how has that influenced your life?
I mean, you know how to be a better father for your children. You don't want to bring that generational stuff, do you? What's it called? Generational trauma or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
the
you don't wanna bring-
challenges.
yeah, you see what you go through. You don't want to give it to your children either. So now I know how to be a father. Not exactly, but I know how to be a better father than
Is that something you're trying to tell me, bro? You know how to be a father?
no. Come on,
Yeah.
Like,
come on,
bombastic side eye.
come on, come on.
Yeah.
No, what I
Alright,
mean is
okay.
like,
He ain't that
see,
guy.
like wherever you go through, you don't want to pass it down to further generations, really. So you being a single mother taught me a lot of what I should avoid, what I shouldn't do, what I should do in terms of mentality or how I should act to other people. If you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean, but because there is a stereotype within the community
Yeah.
that a single mother cannot raise a black boy.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the case? I know you're 15 at the moment. You still got a long way to go and you're still learning. But at the moment, do you think that is a problem, being raised by a single black mother? Do you think it's affecting you? Like, there's the challenges that you're facing because there is not like there's no father in your life. You do have your dad in your
Yeah, I
life.
actually have a father.
Mhm.
For those of you
He
that
has a
think I do.
father. He has a father in his
Because
life.
people are quick to say, black boy
But-
raised by a single
but-
mom, he must not have his dad in his life.
Yeah.
He has a father in his life, but
Don't project.
I'm going to toot my own horn a bit. I do majority of the job.
Yeah.
I do majority
Yeah,
of the
definitely,
job.
definitely. Yeah.
So, but then, how does that impact you? And now I'm gonna go to talking about your father. Okay, not like I've not moved on, because I know some of you are gonna go move on, move on. I have
Black
moved
women
on.
are so bitter.
I know, like people,
Get over it.
yeah, bitter. A lot of people always say black boys require a black man in their life, and I know you have a father in your life, but he's not the most forthcoming when it comes to being a father.
It's not present. Dad,
He's present but not present at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how does that affect you? Because I know they say a black boy requires a black male or a male role model, not even necessarily a black role model, but a male role model. You don't have. I wouldn't say your father is would you say your father is a role model in your life?
Personally, I wouldn't. Not in a bad way, but just how it is really. I wouldn't
But-
say he's the best role model.
But
nor
he's
the
still a
worst,
father.
But he's still my father. at
And
the
you
end of
still
the
love
day.
him.
I
And
love
what
him,
I always
yeah.
teach you, you have to love. What do I always teach you?
Always love my father. no matter
Always
what,
love your
of
father no
course.
matter what's good. The same way you
I
love
always
me.
love my mother no matter what.
this one has trauma that she needs to
Yeah.
unpack. This one, therapy does not work for her.
to go through. We're working through it for this podcast.
Therapy does not work for this one. You know the last video we put up, people think I'm the one teaching you to be saying bad things about your father. And I'm like, you're a
Gee.
23 years old woman. How am I going to be teaching?
Yeah,
Like,
guys.
you guys don't understand that
That ship
trauma.
is sailed.
This one, our own trauma is...
Yeah, it's
is
my own. We are dealing with it.
But I'll keep making dua for you. But going back to your brother, so a lot of people always say, because obviously me as a single mother raising you, when I decided to go through this journey of being a single parent, these are all the things I thought about. Like, okay, I've got 2 sons, I've got 2 daughters, and me taking you guys out of the house, moving houses, going through all of it by myself. I know your father is there, but I also understand he's not he's not a role model.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that, okay? But in my head, and when people see me, they say to me, oh my God, how your boy's gonna grow up and become a man if their father is not in their life? And I'm like, their father is in their life. He's just not the most active father, but he's doing what he can do. And I can't blame him, because there was no father for him too.
Exactly
That
what I was
is-
saying as
and
well.
this is
I
what
don't
I
wanna
always
pass
say.
it on.
Thank you. And this is what I always say to you. Whenever you ask me a question in regards to your dad, what do I always say to you? Like, he never had a role model.
Exactly.
So how would he be a father when he was never taught? And don't get me wrong, no one taught me how to be a mother too. Your dad could teach himself. I understand that. But it is what it is. He is who he is. But in regards to that role model thing, like a male role model figure in a boy's life, is he a thing? Do you think is a thing?
Definitely is a thing. Yeah. You see other boys out there that can do things like what? Tie their tie or ride a bike. Like, your mom not teach you that stuff, does she? It's usually your daddy teaches you that stuff. And
In our case, who taught you yours?
I can't even remember now.
I taught
I
you.
know how to tie a tie.
I taught you.
I can't remember actually.
Who taught you in your case? I taught you most of the things. Who
Right,
taught you how to do DIY?
DIY. Okay, that was you, to be fair.
Yeah, clock that.
Yeah, it wasn't my mom. Yeah, and usually it should be your dad, right?
Mhm.
So in terms of being a single mother and having the son with no father in that case,
Mhm.
I'd say, what would I say really? It's definitely needed to have a father. It's definitely like
To have a role model, a male role model.
male role model,
But
rather
then
rather
And
than
a
a
father
father.
too.
And
I
a
feel like
father
a
too.
role model is different from a father, because
Yeah.
you can have a father and that be a father, but not actually be a role model to
Mhm.
you. So I think those 2 things are needed in their separate aspects.
Yeah.
So, but it's just like some people combine that together and say a father should be a role model or a mother should be a role model. But it's like that those 2 things are they're 2 different roles to fill. So in a sense, it's like I think mom does great at being a mother and a role model for me and Tiana.
Yeah.
I won't speak for Tiana because that girl, oh my
Oh my gosh.
God.
Let's not even get into that.
No. God, I'm scared of
she's
her.
such a queen. Like she's like a
I'm scared of her.
Yeah, it's
And then everyone
petrified.
keeps saying she's mini version of me. I don't think so.
She definitely
yeah,
is.
she definitely is too.
Apparently, I don't think so. Even Auntie Buki was saying it too the other day. No, this guy's a mini version of you.
If
She
your own
is a
siblings telling you,
Your own sibling,
your own siblings telling
like
you,
she's such a strong,
Mm-hmm.
independent little girl. Like she is a force, and
To be reckoned
I
with.
am scared of her.
Yeah,
My
man.
own child, my only out of all the four of you, she's the one I'm scared of the most.
Me too.
Followed by this idiot here. But she's the one I'm scared of the most. Like, I really am so scared of her because
Yeah,
she
honestly.
just don't take no nonsense. Don't bring any nonsense to
Yeah,
her.
And where did she get
Seriously.
that from?
I don't think I'm
Come
like
on.
that.
Mom,
Mom.
I've
What?
seen the way you spit men out.
You guys, at this rate, you guys are never gonna get stepfather. Because why are you saying now I spit men out? They're gonna watch this video now. They will run away. You guys are not gonna get stepfather.
chasing them
Don't
away.
say that.
Keep watching,
I'm
keep
sorry,
watching.
this is a very strong household if you want to come correct.
Yeah,
Do you
Period.
get?
that's how we
Period.
are.
But yeah, it's just those two things. It's easy to interlink them, but sometimes it's probably better if they stay separate, because
Yeah.
you feel like you have a father and you like that,
Yeah,
but you don't feel like he's your role model.
yeah,
But if you're now trying to seek for a role model in your father, I feel like that's when your life will kind of start to
yeah,
if it's not something that you see him being a good role model
yeah.
at. So that's good. And I think what's really impressed me, Joshua, as well, is just the fact that you're very emotionally
Intelligent. That is the part I love. Like, you don't understand because there are a lot of grown men out there. They can't even spell emotions. So
Right.
how are they even going to have it?
Hmm.
So I love the fact that you're so emotionally intelligent, mature.
Mhm.
Like you're
Yeah,
just a smart little boy.
Even you just saying
Your
now
granddad.
that saying now
Oh,
that
please,
oh
my
please,
friend.
guys. Even you just saying now that having a father in your life and him not being a role model has just taught you what to not do. Some boys will just see that and say,
and then
that
go.
I'm my daddy's son.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
dad.
I'm a daddy's son. But
But then again, just to be clear, that does not mean you do not like your father. Okay,
course,
you
yeah.
love your father.
Alright.
Remember, always
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
You have to love your dad.
I remember, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
yeah,
good.
it's something as well. So, and I feel like most of that influence also comes from you and how you raised Joshua. Like that emotionally intelligence and emotional maturity. I feel like that comes from having such a period. Here she goes, y'all.
I'll do
Yeah,
to
give
her,
her
man.
flowers. Yeah, give her flowers.
I'm blushing. I'm blushing.
No.
I am blushing. I
I
am
think
blushing.
I feel like most of that definitely comes from how you've raised him
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because some black boys just don't know how to act.
Yeah,
Because he's all from the home. The way one thing I say to people when it comes to kids is children. Their brain is like a sponge.
yeah.
Whatever you put inside of it,
Absorbs.
it
Soaks it
absorbs. It soaks it up.
Mm.
So always make sure you put the positive things. What you want is what you should put. No, when I say what you want, I don't mean when you obviously I don't expect you to want something bad. So something good that you want, that's what you need to put in their brain. Because that's what their brain is like a sponge and it absorbs everything and it squeezes out the things that is not necessary for them and then holds on to whatever it is that it wants to hold on to. So as a parent, just make sure, you put the positive things in their head.
But my question for you is, Joshua, how does it feel to have an absolutely icon as a
Okay,
sister?
yeah. I had this coming.
Like what? How does it feel to have an icon as a sister? Like,
This is not a feeling. This is just.
what? Don't.
This is just-
You're always trying to. You never want to gas my thing, like, bro.
Must I?
Yes, you must.
I mustn't.
You two, please don't start. This is a podcast.
Alright.
Don't bring the nonsense you do in the house here, please.
I'm just saying,
because
like,
both of you are so annoying.
I feel like a lot of people always say it's good to be raised by like men that are raised by sisters.
Oh
and
yeah.
da kind of stuff. Obviously, it can go two ways because we know some men that are raised by sisters and those sisters are a bit
It's going.
something like that.
It's going in the head.
And then like there's men who are raised by sisters and actually have common sense.
Yeah.
Do you feel like having such like powerful feminine energy in the house is definitely implemented how you like?
Oh, definitely. A lot of men push it away, but that's what you need, if anything. Like, you need to know how a woman works. You have to know how it's like
Oh, look
to
at
live with a
this.
woman,
Who
obviously.
is
Who is
he?
this
Who
boy?
is he? Clark. Okay.
My man.
Mm.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
I
I love
really
that.
do
I love
too.
that. I love that.
Okay, so who's your favorite sibling then?
Okay.
I feel like there's only one answer.
I feel like I know who his favorite sibling
I don't
is.
really
See,
know
you guys think it's Tiana because I have
It's
no issues.
Tiana.
But the thing is, she plays it cool, so I play it cool. It's like chess. The same way you don't want to get on her bad side because she's
No
your
one wants
fear.
to get on that child's bad
The same way
side.
she's your fear. Like,
No one wants to get on a bad side.
Like-
I don't even know where it was, but I think it was when we was at the hotel for your photo shoot for your birthday.
yeah,
And we were playing, I think we were playing charades or something like that.
yeah.
We came into mom's room and there was that sofa there. and then Chris and you were sitting on the sofa, and Tiana wanted to sit down, and she went to Christian, move, and Christian got up and moved.
Just listen.
She said, "Move."
That's the alpha energy.
No, that
said,
girl.
"Move."
No,
I said,
that girl.
"Whoa."
The other day, because you know she does boxing now,
Mhm.
and Chris does football. So that day we're coming home, and what happened is I was giving them advice, like in life sometimes you need to play stupid just to just to let people just get away with certain things. Just play stupid. And Chris was like, "Oh yeah, I do that all the time." Tiana looked at him and went, "You don't even try."
try.
Tiana
You're
is
not even
someone you should
acting,
I was
bro.
like,
mess with.
"Tiana, you can't say that to your brother." And she went, "I'm telling the truth though. You tell us to always tell the truth and not lie." I'm like, "No, that's
She
not."
is a force to reckon
And then I
with.
It's
looked at Chris.
chess.
I looked at Chris. I was like, "Chris, are you not gonna say anything?" He went, "It's Tiana." It's
Exactly.
Tiana. I ain't saying nothing bad.
Just like chess, you gotta play the right moves, otherwise you get on
And
the
the
bad
thing is,
side.
she's the tiniest, but that girl is a force.
To reckon
And
with.
she is so smart that she never gets on my bad side either. She avoids getting on people's bad side in the house. She always because she's
Except from
got
Chris.
except
Oh,
from
she will
Chris.
push his
She will
buttons.
push. She has Chris's butt. That's her twin.
Yeah.
So she has a button to her twin. She's the only one that has Chris's button in that house. And she also knows how to maneuver that boy. And she knows how to play his head.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
that-
you can't even tamper, you just watch it happen.
you just watch
Just
it.
watch
You
it
can't even
happen.
get
Oh.
involved at
Get
the same
involved.
time. You can't get involved. You just have to watch them. But what does it feel like? What does it feel like you having twin siblings? I remember when you were younger, when I came back home from the hospital with the twins, I would never forget because you're so used to sleeping next to me and making sure you were that. Oh, Joshua, you're such
So
a clingy baby. You
Oh,
remember?
my days.
Oh,
Such a
Here we
clingy
go.
so
baby.
clingy.
And right now, if you step next to Joshua, you think he
He
hates
hates
you.
you.
Bro. He won't smile.
He
He
won't
won't even
you
let
just-
you touch him. He won't even give you a hug.
But then when he was a
imagine,
baby, this boy could
so
not sleep
clingy.
without touching my skin. He has to touch
Just
my
skin
skin.
to skin.
Even when you try to touch your dad's skin, the minute you feel that hairy chest, you always run. You literally always run away. You look at your dad like, "Bro, why is your chest hairy like
Where my
you?"
mama at?
Where my mama at? Your dad would literally pull his top up so that you can put your hand in his belly because he knows you like to put your hand on my belly to sleep. And then whenever you put your hand, you touch, you're like, "Nah,
It's not
this is
the
too rough.
same. It's not the same.
This is too rough. It's not smooth enough." And now you're so grown that you don't even care. But I remember when the twins came home when I came home from the hospital.
Yeah.
After I had the twins, that day I was trying to breastfeed the two. I can't even remember what I was doing. And then you looked at me that day, you looked at the twins on the bed and you were like, "Can you take them back to the hospital, mommy?" I was like, "What do you mean take them back to the hospital?" It's like, "Well, you brought them from there. They were not living in this house before." I was like, "Josh, these are your siblings." And then you were 4 years old. I was like, "These are your siblings and they're going to be living with us." And you're like, "Huh? No, they're not allowed to sleep on your bed. Can you take them back?" And then I remember when the midwife came home, because after they've discharged you at the hospital, like 5 days later, the midwife usually comes home. The midwife came home that day. And I remember you saying to the midwife that day, "Are you going to take them back to the hospital? Because that's where my mommy brought them from."
Oh wow.
And the midwife looked at me and looked at you and looked at the babies and she went, "Oh, that's a jealous behavior. You need to handle that quickly." And I remember that night after the midwife left, I gave the twins a shower and everything. And then Chris was in my hand. Chris was in the court. Tiana was in my hand. And I was breastfeeding her and I was sleeping next to her actually on the bed. And then you went, "Can you please put that in the court? I want to sleep there." And I literally listened to your command. I moved her, put her in the court and I let you sleep. And you lay down there and you slept.
4-year-old.
I swear to God. I looked at you that day like, okay. But then, now they are, 11 years old. How does it feel having twin siblings and, how does it feel?
It's good because I get to bond with one of them, then the other one, then all together as a trio. And I don't know, like having siblings is a great thing. Like a lot of people make it seem bad, but it's not bad. It's not as bad as you think it is. Like there's obviously like parts where they annoy you, and there's times where definitely. But
Was that shade?
yeah, it was shade. Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
okay.
stand on it. I stand on it. It was shade.
Okay.
Yeah, there's times where they annoy you.
Catch your shade.
Catch it, throw it again. There's times where they
I try again.
I'll
It's
throw it again.
crazy.
throw it again.
Who gave this guy a mic? Who gave this guy a mic?
I'll try again. It's crazy.
But yeah, no, there's times where actually you guys get to bond, and it's so great to bond your siblings because you grew up with them since birth. Like you know
They're
them.
the only ones that you know. Well, I've known you for all of your life.
Yeah.
You've known me for all of my life, but they're the only ones you know for basically
Yeah.
all of your life. So it's
Yeah.
like,
And the fact that your twin brother literally, not your twin, well, your brother,
yeah.
the twin, one of the twin, literally looks up to you. You know he looks up to you,
He
right?
definitely does.
That boy looks up to Joshua
he
a
definitely
lot.
does.
Even though he tries to wind you up a lot.
And he does.
You both wind each other up, to be honest. But he also looks up. Like anytime he has football, like a match, and if Joshua is there, Chris wants to impress Joshua.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I've
definitely.
been coming to this match with this idiot for how long? He's never tried to impress me. But then the minute the brother is there, oh, he wants to impress him. He wants to impress
As he
him.
should. Like,
Mhm.
I feel like because you're the only other male figure in the house
his
for
life.
him to like
Yeah.
go
Well,
head
you're
to
the
head
only
with.
male figure in Chris's
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah.
Older
Pretty
male
much.
figure.
Every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every day. I understand he sees your dad as well too,
Yeah.
but you are like literally the active and the present and the one that you're teaching him a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, he literally looks up to you and wants to do well by you.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I
But
love that.
one thing I wanted to ask is, what are the ways you think, your upbringing has shaped your perspectives on family
See,
and life, relationships?
with you as a mom, it's definitely been way better. Way better. Way
Is
better
it?
than it could be. Definitely, yeah.
Why?
You're actually a good mother, you know that, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I cry?
Absolutely.
No.
Can I cry?
No.
Toby, can I cry?
You can't cry, like, oh my gosh, she for fake, yo.
But yeah, no, perspectives. Like, I don't know how it's like to be a father or what it's like to be a bad father or be a good father. But hearing her experience from my father or any other father in general, you know what it's like and what you shouldn't be like. So you see what you should avoid, what you should like try and do. Not even being a father in general, just being a boy, like how you should treat people in general as a boy. Like you know what to do, what not to do, and then her perspective as well as a mother.
Why
What
am I
she
getting so much
like,
flowers
what
today?
Oh my gosh, we were making her head so huge.
Listen, I would not
Literally.
fit through this door today.
you got to pop it.
Yeah, bro, like
You
bring
just
her
have to
back
be
down. Let's just bring her back down a little bit.
But yeah, no, perspectives though, like even her as a mother, what she expects from us, or what she expects, like it's just in general, like what she expects from us to do, or what she wants us to do, or what we want her to do.
Oh, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. My babies, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Why did I?
You don't need to sigh like that.
Why did I come
You
to
do
this?
not
Like
need to-
honestly, bro, every episode that her head just
you don't need to sigh like that, okay? Okay, you don't need to sigh like that.
Go ahead.
But another question I wanted to ask you is, oh, that question just went off on my head now, but I'm gonna remember. Another question I wanted to ask was, oh, I forgot. Let me move to you.
I feel like going back on the subject of siblings,
Yeah,
we've all grown up quite close.
definitely.
Yeah, I'd say we've grown up quite close. Do you think that because there's a lot of siblings who actually don't like each other,
Yeah, I see
which
that.
is so
That's one thing I love about
Weird.
you guys. I love
I
you
find it so
guys'
weird.
relationship, in as much as I always get left out. Like you guys,
You're
Plans
not.
to
You're
be a
not a
sibling
sibling.
so
You're not a
bad.
sibling. Whenever you guys push it, oh, is she your brother? Is she your sister?
sister. No,
Come on, she's
She
not.
gets treated
She's
like
the
a
mom. She's the main source.
you
Okay.
guys don't rate my thing, yeah. You
Nah,
guys
we
don't
rate
rate
you.
my
We
thing.
rate you,
Like
but you're not
I
a sibling.
really, you guys always keep me out in the dark. You guys always like. You would rather go to her, talk to her about things, and then you guys will plan things, and you always leave me out.
She sounds like a victim now. But if you hear her and her sister, you think they're twins themselves.
Bro, we had the pleasure of seeing all three sisters together. If you don't know, her younger sister, our auntie, just had a bouncing baby boy, the cutest little thing. We love him so much. We've just gone up to their house to visit them, and their older sister, who is our other auntie, our cousin's mom, who lives in Texas, came down as well to see the baby, and all of them were in the house at the same time. And we stepped in the room, and they looked like that Spider-Man meme. Please.
When I tell
we
you,
edit, insert
when
the
I tell
Spider-Man
you,
meme, please.
it's just three moms.
Free.
Oh, but my mom, like it's mental. It's so chaotic.
Insane. Like
They're all the
copy
same
and
person,
paste, copy
but
and
it's
paste,
like
copy
Andrew
and paste.
Garfield, then Toby, and then Pete, and then what's his name again?
Um,
Miles Morales.
yeah,
Like it's just all three of them. Like it's crazy, you know.
They all look, they all act the same, like copy and paste, copy and paste. So in that sense, you have your siblings that you guys leave us out of stuff, and that's fine. So
Exactly.
But I do really, if there's one thing I'm always so grateful for is obviously you being the big sister. Like the way you raise your siblings is amazing. Like you literally helped me raise them.
yeah,
Have you forgotten when we used to push this one in the pram?
bro, he
Oh,
don't even know
God.
about Iceland.
No, you
bruv.
can't remember. Don't talk about it.
He don't even know about Iceland, bro.
You know, he
No,
always,
he's confused.
you know, he doesn't
He
know
wants to know
nothing.
so
They
bad.
always mention this. What is it?
You're never gonna
Yeah,
know.
bro.
You are never gonna know.
Yeah, you're not gonna
I'll
find
ask
out.
someone.
Never. You,
Don't worry, I'm
when
gonna
you-
find
when
out.
you between
I'm
when
gonna
you-
When
really,
you're- when
really.
you're
No one
22,
knows.
No one knows.
Nobody
No one
knows.
knows.
It's between me and her.
Nobody knows.
No one knows. There's a lot of things between me and your sister.
You don't even
No
know
one
about
knows.
it, my guy.
I'll get
You don't
prices
even know
down
about
then.
us.
But the thing is, I'm just so grateful the way you, as a big sister, the way you've actually raised them, that, you know, to the point where they can confide in you. They can literally. I remember the other day when this idiot came back home early from school, and I didn't realize he was back home early from school. So I was like, this boy is not back from school. Why? Because he knows the time he's supposed to be back from school. As much as I joke around with my children, they know not to try me. They know not to try me. Why do I keep hitting this thing? They know not to try me. So that day, he must have been back home from school early. I can't remember. And I'm like, why is this boy not back? And then he's now sending me a text message on WhatsApp. Mom, I'm going to South End. I was like, those boy,
Oh my gosh, I
I'm
pranked
going
her.
to South End with my friends. I'm thinking, since when? Since
Josh
when?
doesn't even go to the park.
He
with
does
his
not go to
friends.
the. He's not allowed to go to the park. I'm like, since when does this boy start going out with his friends? What friends? Hey. And then I was like, nah, you're joking. And then I was trying to call him. He's not picking up. I was texting him. And then the next thing I called the big sister. And then at that point, he had already texted the big sister and said to the big sister, you know what? I am. I'm in South End. Just lie to mom. I'm in South End, lie to mom. I'm in South End, And then I called this one. I was like, yo, one day, your brother said he's in South End. Ma, hello? No, I can't. Ma, I'm like, nah, these kids
Hang
are
up on you.
these kids are taking
Calm
the
out, brother.
piss. And then eventually, I realized he was upstairs in the house. And then he now kept on lying to her, like texting her, saying to her, like, just keep lying to mom for me. Just keep.
Say I'm
she
at
kept-
football. Say I'm at
and
football.
say I'm at football. Say I'm at, and we were in the house together when he was sending the text message to her. And the idiot, I was still calling her like, yo, and your brother is still not here. I just wanted to see what she would say. She kept supporting mom. He's almost home. He's on his way. I think what happened is traffic. I was like, hey, this child is next to me, you know. And she didn't even know that. But eventually we told
Look,
her.
that's how
But
it is gonna
That's it.
be.
I
You
love
know,
the
snitches
relationship.
Get stitches.
I love the
Exactly.
relationship between you guys. And I love the fact that they can literally come to you. Like, if they can't come to me, they can come to you. And honestly, I really am grateful to my creator for that, you know, you guys have that bond and relationship. Like, I love it. And I always say to parents, please, because sometimes when I see stuff on social media where kids come online, teenager or young adults complaining about, oh, my brother hates me, oh, my sister hates me, I'm like, I can't relate with my siblings and with my children. And I can't relate with my own siblings, older siblings, like my siblings from my own family as well. And I have also raised my kids that way. And so, yeah, I really am so grateful that you guys have this amazing bond and this amazing relationship, because I pray it continues to grow.
Okay, but I still want to know who your favorite sibling is because you never answered that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's only 3 of you. What's so to do?
Yeah, there's 3 of us, more than one to pick from. If you
Okay.
only had one sibling, then Fez. So I'm just waiting.
I don't have a favorite sibling. You guys all annoy
Cop
me.
out, cop
All
out, cop
bother
out,
me.
cop out, cop
Who
out,
bo-
cop
me and
out.
Carl, do I bother you? as
You're
well?
not my sibling. You're not one of us.
Stop making it wrong. Okay, wait. So last episode, me and mom did slang words that she thought she knew. I gave her a couple of mine, but I feel like you guys' generation has some
Different
ones.
The
Yeah.
twins were saying
Like,
skibby.
Skibidi toilet riz. To
What
this
the
day,
heck
guys,
is
what
that?
does skibidi toilet riz mean?
I have never heard that.
What does it mean? Nobody has a defined definition for me. Like, I need to know what that means.
I don't think there even is one.
Then why did they? Anyways, that aside. So you give us a couple of slang words that you think mom will definitely not know, and I probably won't know, and we'll try to guess what the meaning is.
I'm gonna know it. I'm gonna know
Go
it.
So like the words that we use to this day.
Yeah.
Like your generation uses.
All right then. So like some of them have weird meanings, like as in genuine definitions, but the actual word isn't used that way.
Okay.
So for example, earlier ago, you was glazing yourself about, oh yeah, my flowers, I'm the best mom in the world. Oh, I feel so.
Glazing myself means I was feeling good about myself.
No. That's how you see it, but that's not how we see it.
See it.
So
So,
what does-
use it in a sentence that
Use
we
glazing
don't.
in a sentence.
So say for example, when about footballers, my friend goes, oh yeah, Ronaldo's the greatest, he's so good. That's glazing, isn't it? Like he's just glazing Ronaldo.
Like begging the guy, not begging the guy, like
Doing too much.
Glazing.
um,
You got to think thoroughly for this one still.
like
Sugar coating.
what?
Okay. Glaze, not sugar.
Sugar coating. It's because she's thinking of a glazed donut, guys.
Yeah. But you can't think of it that way. What's a glazed donut? How does it look?
Shiny.
Shiny and what?
And
Okay,
Sweet.
Like
It looks shiny, wet and
and
sweet
sticky.
yeah,
and sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta think thoroughly, mum.
She's never gonna get this one.
Never.
Never gonna get this one.
I am so glad I'm a millennial. I really do not want to
If
come
you
from this
guys-
generation.
If you guys get it, put it down in the captions, in the comments.
Please, because what is that? What the hell? What the hell?
Okay, give us another. Bro, she uses so many TikTok audios, and I'm just like, Mom,
I'm a TikTok mom.
fairs, we love it. Okay, give us another one.
Okay, I gotta think because there's not too many, but then there's so many, and then we tend to use older ones and like revive them to our dates. I'm not sure why we do that for, but we just do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
All right.
What's
go on.
another one? TikTok. Okay, so slimed.
Huh?
Slime.
Like my killie,
Nah, like you slime someone.
You punch someone.
Even worse.
slap someone,
Even worse.
throw water on them,
Even worse.
spit on them.
Even worse.
On a life then.
Yeah. They use the word slime for that now.
That is ridiculous.
That's crazy stuff. What happened to Chef Man Down, Skeng Man Down, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff? They don't do
Mega
that
Man
no
Down.
more.
I would
do that
never
no
ever
more.
understand all these slangs. It's not possible. I'll never understand all the slangs. Like I know, like the twins use some slangs on me a lot, and I'm always like, whatever, just get out of my room because I don't understand what they're saying. So I would never ever understand all these slangs. But, anyways, going back to some of our questions for you, Joshua. Another question I wanted to ask you is: how do you handle situations where you might feel like you're missing out on having a father figure?
How I handle it is I just
Like when
stick
you know
to-
when you have your friends come around and they talk about, oh, my dad took me fishing,
Oh,
my
yeah.
dad took
Happens a
me
lot.
hunting
Yeah.
and things. How does that affect you?
It
When
doesn't affect me. That's their dad and that's their bond. I'm not affected. I'm doing my own thing in my life, okay? I'm fine for now. I don't need my daddy. I don't need my mommy. I'm fine. Perfectly fine. Genuinely.
yeah, but then does that not affect you mentally?
Not me. No. Not at all.
Like, do you not feel like angry at the world or at me
no.
for not being able to give you that?
Why should
father?
I be mad over what happened before I was even born? Why should I be mad for something that happened already? It's not got anything to do with me. I'm just part of it. But I didn't cause it. I didn't watch it happen. Well, I watched it happen, but I didn't cause it. I'm not the reason. I'm not upset over it. Oh, yeah,
And
I'm upset over it, obviously. It's definitely upsetting because, like, it shouldn't happen to anyone at all. But it's happened now. Get over it. That's how I
Oh.
think.
So do you feel like you've missed out on any opportunity that people have in a, I don't want to say normal because I don't think that our
Mm-mm.
household isn't normal, but
Mhm.
for the sake of a better word, normal household where there's a mother and a father, do you feel like you've missed out on anything?
Yeah, I missed out on a lot of stuff.
Like what?
Like, for example, learning stuff from my dad, learning manly things. So obviously saying manly now is a bit offensive, apparently.
Is
But
it?
if you get,
Is
yeah,
it?
they think
Saying
it's,
manly is offensive.
yeah. Like,
Since when?
I don't know, since 2020s, like,
Oh.
using the word manly now is a bit offensive. As
Stop, guys.
Yeah, like, manly, in terms of manly things, like building,
No one builds, anyways.
people do actually do a lot
They
of
have to be builders. They have to
DIY.
be paying for it.
DIY
Oh, well,
stuff.
DIY. Well, I
like
told you the
fixing
DIY
stuff.
stuff. Remember
Yeah,
when
I
you
know
were,
that
like,
now.
from 9,
And
10
Uncle
years
Harry
old?
taught you how to
And
use
Uncle
power
Harry
tools.
as well.
Yeah, definitely. Props to him. Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, I would say you do have a good amount of male figure in your life. Your
Yeah,
coaches. I'm going to
definitely.
give props to your coaches.
Coaches.
Coach Mac, Coach Samson, Coach Emmanuel, Coach Jarvis. Those 4 coaches, they thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you to 4 of you. Because you guys, you don't understand what you're doing in his life. Like, you're actually helping me raise, like, teach him a lot of stuff he's supposed to know from a man's point of view. And I'm grateful for you guys. I'm very grateful. I'm going to say that. And one thing I'm also going to say is, how do you think being a single mother has affected our relationship? Do you think it has ever affected or influenced your relationship with me? Because I'm a single mom.
No, not at all. We're still on
Like,
mom
it doesn't,
the other day.
you don't feel like, oh, she's just a single mom, like, you know?
Because even if I had both parents in my life actively, I'd still bond with one at a time, wouldn't I? But for me, in my state, it's just me and you bonding, mainly. So yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. That's how I see it, really.
And then do you like what about relationship? How has it influenced you about life? Me and you's relationship.
It shows me that not everything goes your way. Not everything's perfect. Nothing's perfect at all.
But life's still good.
Exactly. I'm still living my life. I'm not upset. I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
I could say that, but I mean it. I'm fine. All I do is eat, sleep, train, repeat. That's life for me.
And that's good.
Perfect.
Perfect is crazy. But yeah, because sometimes I do feel a type of way that, I could have stayed, I could have just continued to go through
Mm.
whatever it is I was going through just for you to wake up every day to see that man in the house. But then again, when I think about it, the lifestyle, the toxicity, and everything, is that what I want for you? And I feel like if I was still there, you wouldn't turn out the way you have. What do you think? Be honest.
You did the right thing. That's all I can say. You did
Thank
the right
you.
thing.
I also feel like even having any thought of you thinking that, oh, I should have stayed, or my one, how are my kids, it would have been worse. And I'll speak personally for me. It would have been worse for me to watch that situation unfold and keep carrying on the way it is. And now, like you said, our brains are like sponges. We're gonna soak up what we see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna grow up thinking that's how a man should be
That's because
treating
that's what
me.
happened to
And
me.
he's gonna grow up
I saw
thinking
that with my parents.
exactly. He's
And
gonna
I
grow up
believe
like
that's
that.
how it's supposed to be. So that's why
Mhm.
I stayed for the duration where I stayed.
Yeah.
But when I decided to leave, because a lot of women are out there, they are in a very, very toxic marriage,
Yeah.
relationship,
It's false.
abusive marriage, relationship, and they want to leave. But because we've come from a community where people talk down on single mothers a lot, trust me, they do. I know what I see online regularly.
I
in
see it
regards to
too. I
this.
see it too.
Yeah.
Like
We all
people,
see it. It's out
yeah,
there.
they talk down on us a lot, but they don't know the courage it took to walk away
Exactly.
from such thing. And but then sometimes as a mother, we think deep down within ourselves, I could have stayed. I could have stayed, even though it wasn't beneficial for us, and it would not be beneficial for the kids in the long run too. But it's just we are scared of the community. We're scared of what people will say.
But
So
stay till what end?
until you lose your life, maybe.
Exactly.
God forbid.
But I'm just trying to be honest here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just
I
trying to be
genuinely
transparent
understand.
here. Like, I did feel like, oh my God, I could have stayed longer. I could have. But then again, when I think about it, I'm like, I'm raising a very amazing young black boy right now, and Allah Mubarak. And I'm thinking in my head, if I had stayed, I don't know if you would have, because what you see in the house is what you would have followed and want to be like that. And I don't want you to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that person is a horrible person, but that's not what I want for a child that I have birthed. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So that's once in a while you get that guilt. Like, oh my God, I wish I had. But
You
Allah
see what it
Mubarak.
is though. Life's a story game. Like you get options A, B, C, or D. You pick one of them, and I regret picking the other one. But at the end of the day, you pick the right one sometimes. And what you did is pick the right one.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I don't feel like any decisions you've made from that stage up to now has made your life any worse than what it was back. I don't think
Exactly.
you've never gone back to that place of where you was before.
Exactly.
You've only ever moved up from it. So that's how you
Mhm.
know you've made the right decision, because you've never put yourself back to where you
You're
used to be.
ascending. You don't want to
You've
go back.
only gone up from there. So, and I think that's a good thing to watch, especially as your kids, because it's like, even at first, I wouldn't speak for myself. I wouldn't say this applies to me. It may apply to you or the twins.
Yeah.
You may have felt in the moment that, oh,
Yeah,
Mom,
did you
shoulda
ever
just
felt
stayed.
angry at some
You
point?
should have just
Like,
stayed. You
why
should have
didn't
just
why
stayed.
like you being in a two parents household? Did you never feel angry at that sometimes?
It's on who you are. When I was younger, like obviously I won't know the most that I know now or I ever will know in the future. But I wasn't stupid. Like I could see what's going on. I could see what's good and what's bad. So I never had anger in what you did. Obviously there's consequences to it, like me struggling to be in school, getting picked up, doing certain things, football, all that stuff I
And
used
how
to
did you
always do.
handle that
I just
struggle?
handled it by
How did it
seeing
affect you and how did you handle it?
just seeing the best out of it really. I mean, it's not gonna be the same for you. You're not gonna suffer. No one else is gonna suffer in the house. Like you see what I mean?
And I feel like even after that situation ended, it was a thing where before then you wasn't really an active kid. After then, you started doing football classes. You started doing this.
You started talking more.
you
You
started
you
talking-
never really used to talk. You used to be so quiet in the house.
Mhm.
You used to be
Used
so
to-
quiet.
I feel like it was like being in a mix of other students, like going to breakfast club and after school club. Even though it was one of those ones where it's like, oh, after school, I just want mom to pick me up straight away, but mom wasn't able to do that, and obviously I wasn't able to do that as well. So it was like being in that mix of after school club, breakfast club, going to football and stuff like that. All of that kind of things shaped you as you went along into who you are now, because it probably acclimated you into like society. So I'll just say, like, for moms out there who are thinking to leave a situation that they are in that's not really benefiting them right now,
Yeah.
or it's not exactly the most peaceful situation,
Yeah.
don't look at it as my life is going to be over, my kid's life is going to, like, trust me, there's always a light at the end of that
Look
tunnel.
where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw up like what 8 years ago, you think we're just different
One
people.
word,
You
like
think we're one of family, literally.
honestly, like us leaving less than 5 years ago. No, less than more than
You
5
remember
years
that
ago.
hotel when we were homeless?
I couldn't even tell people that. They don't believe me.
They don't believe
You,
us.
do you remember what you said a few years ago? We went past the hotel and you were like, Mom, that's that hotel. And I was like, yeah. And you went, Mom, we were actually homeless back then, right? I was like, yeah. You didn't even make it look like we were homeless.
Exactly.
You didn't even realize it that we were homeless then.
It's how you put it really and how you are as a role model.
Exactly.
I'm grateful. I tried what I could try.
Definitely.
Even though
Definitely did your
I'm
thing.
drained.
Did your big one, Mom.
But
Mhm.
But one more question I wanted to ask, or one thing I wanted you to say is, as a black boy, yeah, I want you to give parents advice how they could build a bond with their black sons. I know we're going to talk about daughters in future, but because we've got a guest today who is a boy, and there's always this thing in the community, black community, where mothers will spoil their sons rather than raise them right. What advice would you give to moms that are going to be watching this podcast on how to build like the healthy bond between their sons, not spoil their sons and act as if their son is assistant
Better than
Jesus
thou,
Christ
Yeah,
like-
and they're
yeah.
cooking for their son and no. But then in terms of how they can build bond with their sons, that their sons can become a great, well, the way you are today. I know you're still 15. We've still got a way to go. But the
Totally.
moment I can see like a better future because of who you are right now. So what advice can you give to those moms on how to build this sort of bond and relationship with their children? Their
For one,
sons?
Yeah, for one, you need to know your son. If you don't know who your son is really and what he does outside of school or what he does in his free time, if you don't know what he does, you're not gonna bond at all. Like you need to know exactly what they do, what they like, what they find joy in, what they don't like, what they're gonna do, what they won't do. You have to know because if you don't know any of these things, is he really your son? Like you have to know their every move. Obviously, we're teenagers, so it's gonna be hard to track every move because one minute we're doing this, next minute we're doing that. Like it's all different. It's all like
Are
complicated,
you
but.
trying to tell me something?
I'm kind of like teenagers lie, bro. I used to be
Exactly. Oh my gosh, she was the what?
one. Oh,
She was the worst.
I was
Bye-bye,
barely
Emily.
conscious when I saw her as a teenager, and I still saw
She
her.
was the worst teenager ever.
And I still saw it all.
Trauma. I still need therapy. I need
Okay.
ongoing therapy with this one.
And you see where it was.
PTSD.
You didn't know what she liked really. You didn't know what she really wanted.
Yeah, you just
Well,
you
then,
didn't know each
well,
other.
let's be honest. Back then, who I am now was not what I was.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
changes.
I think one of the reasons I became better person for you was after I left that situation.
Mhm.
Then I now sat down to say, you know what, I'm losing my daughter. I don't even know. I barely know her. 'Cause,
Exactly.
You know, I was in a situation that was not benefiting me.
Yeah,
So I
the
was
mindset
focusing
you
on
was
that
in.
situation, my mindset back then.
Mhm.
So when I came out of that mindset, that's when we started building the bond. And you know what? I'm grateful. But yeah, go on, keep going. Like, you know, what
Yeah.
is the advice you can give them? And another thing is obviously you do boxing at the moment. I always advise parents when you have sons, because these boys, their mind is always constantly busy, thinking of nothing. So you need to give them something.
Something. Genuinely.
You need to. So what would you advise parents in regards to that?
Not even just sports, but I advise find them a hobby. They can't be at home doing nothing because that's what causes the wrong things to happen. That's when they get bored and want to go smoke or they want to go out and go rob stuff, steal stuff. That's what happens. If they don't do anything at all, it starts bad habits. Not even just sports in general. It could be drawing. It could be what? Media in school, interviewing, all that stuff. Anything creative at all. It could be sports too, like boxing, football, basketball, swimming, even little sports like chess as well. Any hobby, keep the mind on that, discipline, and they're set for life.
I want to actually ask both of you this question.
Go on.
Parents would always, the present parents will always tell the children bad things about their father. Do you think a parent can impact how you behave to your father? One parent can impact it. You know the way I'm a single mother now. Let me see if I'm putting the question right. The way I'm a single mother now, raising you guys all by myself with little to no help. Do you think I could tell you bad things about your dad that can make you hate your dad?
No, it's my dad. It's my dad.
Because
like,
apparently women, we can manipulate kids. Do you think I could manipulate you to make you hate your dad? Like, do you think I could tell you bad things to make you hate your dad and not want to talk to your dad or have a relationship with your dad?
I feel like it's a situation where, at the end of the day, there are things you will probably like even parents may not knowingly know this, but if you're just even just talking on the phone with like your friends or whatever family members, and you're there cussing that man out, your kids are always listening to your
Exactly.
conversation, yeah. But that aside, your kids have eyes too. They're gonna end up seeing the way you're describing the person. It's not like you're talking for no reason. So even though yes, you're bringing light to the behavior of the father to the kid, and maybe it might be preemptive to do that, or it might be a situation where like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have already started letting him know that what his father really is like, or da 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 da. At the end of the day, the kid themselves still have eyes. So if mommy is saying daddy is like this and daddy is like that, and I don't see that daddy is like this and daddy is like that, I'm going to go and say, mommy, why are you talking like this? Daddy's not like that. Daddy's not like this.
Exactly.
And then that will be that. But if I am seeing that that's what daddy's doing, then as you see is as you do, then I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, like I know how you are, but my personal relationship with you is whatever my personal relationship is with you, and at the end of the day, that's how it will go. Because as you grow older as kids, you know more, you
Yeah.
do better. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think any mother can have the power to make a child hate their father, or hate if it's
Yeah,
vice versa,
that's
you're a single
exactly what I
dad or
wanted to say.
whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can only bring light to how your other partner's behavior is, and if you that's how you are, then bro, like we're just speaking facts, isn't it?
How about
Yeah.
you?
In my opinion, you're gonna see it. You can hear it, and then you can see it. You can hear the wrong thing and see the right thing. You can see the wrong thing and hear the right thing, or whatever. Like, you can't manipulate someone if they can see what's going on. Like,
See
I
it, say it's
see,
sorted.
yeah, that's what I'm.
See,
TFL,
say so it's
shout out
crazy.
TFL, yeah. Oh hell no, them charges
Yeah,
though.
bro, TFO are taking the
I had
absolute
my Revolut minus
bro,
£9 one time.
from TFO.
Tell you
You
from
know
work.
how you charging me from going from Ilford to Chadwell Heath £16.50?
Might as well take you.
Like I might as well take an Uber at that point. But
And
anyways,
yourself.
man.
Anyways,
Oh, yeah, nah, man.
yeah.
You're gonna see it. Like, you can't like, people think my mom manipulates me with what my dad does. Like, I'm seeing it. I've been seeing it. We used to live together. I've seen everything that he does and what he doesn't do. So it's not like she can lie to me and say, oh yeah, he did this, he did that. I'm gonna see him at the end of the day and know how he's like. If he's not like that, he's changed. If he's like that, he hasn't changed. If he's not like that, maybe he never was like that in the first place. You're gonna see it.
So don't like.
Because people tend to say that a lot. Oh my God,
Yeah.
this, and I'm like, it's not possible.
I see
Kids
it.
are not
Nah.
stupid.
They're
They actually
not.
think your generation is stupid.
Especially as the generation goes on, they only get wiser and wiser from a younger age.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
they don't like maybe back like let's say your generation time and Tabuki generation time, you guys were probably not very self-aware of what's
Mhm.
going on in the house with mom and
Yeah.
daddy. But as it keeps going and keeps going,
Your generation, you guys are
we
different.
get
You're
sharper
so
and
observant.
sharper.
I remember
so-
sometimes when this one used to go to his dad, I think it was 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. And then he'll come back home and start asking me questions about certain things. And I know what those questions. And I remember that I'll text your dad and go, oh, Josh is coming home to ask me questions. Can you hide this? Can you hide that? Your dad will shout at me, hey, you want to be prognosing into my life? And I'm thinking, oh my God, only if you know. I'm sorry, I'm telling you now. You're 15 now, so you can know. I was
Prognosing.
telling your dad then the things you see in his house and you come to tell me. I was telling him to go and hide them. Because I don't want you to see nothing. And I don't want you to judge him because of what you're saying. And then I remember saying that to him, but he shouted at me on the phone. He thought I was sending you to his house to come and I remember having conversation with you and you're like, Mommy, he hides them in plain sight, or what do you call it then? And I'm like, listen, I've tried my best to cover up for him. But I'm
There's
glad
always
we
some
had this
people do that.
conversation today. Like, I really am glad we had this conversation today. And we really appreciate you coming on today, Joshua.
I appreciate you too for bringing me on here, though. I appreciate it.
My
I
man,
appreciate it.
man like jabs. Man like jabs.
Yeah, man,
But
yeah, man.
before we go, we have a dilemma. So we're gonna, like we said last episode, we are going to be talking on one dilemma per episode. So we've got a dilemma today. And Yewandi, do you want to go through the dilemma?
Sure.
Dilemmas?
Okay, so this one says, Dear Auntie Abby and Yewande, I want to shed light on a struggle many young people face today. The gap between millennial parents and their Gen Z children. This gap isn't just about different music or slang. It's about how many of us grew up without real connections at home. Instead of love and understanding, there are mostly rules, and that creates a lonely, confusing world for kids like me. When I was 12, I lost my flower, but I think that means father. After
Flower.
Oh, flower.
Flower. Yeah.
Noted. When I was 12, I lost
No,
my.
no, said father.
I'm thinking because I'm innocently 12-year-old flower. Like
You never
but
know.
Then
You
again,
just never
different
know.
people, different people. Anyway, so let's cut all of this out. When I was 12, I lost my flower. After that, I was involved with different boys, some older, some my age, because I was searching for something I didn't have at home: love, trust, and friendship. But my mom was extremely strict. She didn't let me have friends over, visitors, others, or visit others, or use phone and social media without strict limits and no explanation. It was all rules, no room for conversation. Because I didn't feel close to my mom, I was scared to come to her when I was confused or struggling. She wasn't a friend, just a strict parent who expected obedience. So I went outside the home looking for connection. I snuck out, created secret social media accounts, and tried to live a normal teen life in secret. When I stopped getting my period at almost 13, I was terrified I was pregnant. That fear made me confess to my mom, and she was heartbroken. After many tests, I was diagnosed with PCOS. Instead of comfort, I faced silence and punishment. My mom gave me the silent treatment for a year and punished me harshly. She carried scars from that time. This strict parenting without connection is the reality of many Gen Z kids raised by millennial parents. Rules replace conversation, fear replace love, and many of us grow up alone, misunderstood, and afraid to reach out. Now, years later, I struggle with depression, anxiety, and fear of intimacy. I refused relationship because I don't know how to trust or feel loved genuinely. I want to believe things can be different, that parents and kids can build real bonds, not just enforce rules. Sharing this isn't about blaming my mom, but about showing how important it is for parents to connect with their children on a deeper level. Kids need to feel loved, listened to, and understood, not just controlled. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope it helps others see the need for love and connection in families today.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you so much for sending that in. That's not dilemma. That's just you sharing your story with us. Thank you so much for sharing that story. But you know what? That story will make me go into, what do you think? Strict parent or disciplinary parent?
Disciplinary parents. I have to go that way.
Why?
You're gonna learn the hard way rather than just rules set. Like things like sneaking out, all that stuff. Like it's a rule, but are you taught not to do it or not, or is it just said to you? Like I can tell you now, oh, you shouldn't be talking. We're probably gonna whisper it later on, anyways. But if I tell you you can't be talking, this is what happens when you talk, then you won't do it. It's all discipline. You got to teach them what's gonna happen, consequences, and yeah, like
Yeah, for sure.
just rules won't set anything at all.
And I also feel like if you're strict, you're only forcing them to do exactly what you don't want them to do. Being a strict parent doesn't necessarily mean that your children is behaving as well as you're trying to make them. It just means they're listening to you in that split moment. You've said what you've said, and as soon as they get out of your vision or your peripheral, they're doing complete opposite. And that is not raising exactly what you want. If anything, you're pushing it close to it. And then that's when parents start guilt tripping the children, saying, but I raised you right. I told you not to do this. I told you not to do that. But like, did you ever really listen to me though?
Exactly.
Did you ever show me how not to do this? Or what other ways, if I'm feeling this type of way, what other ways I can get there or do this without it being just don't do it, just don't do it, just don't do it. So being strict doesn't always work. You can be disciplinary, and you can be strict and put your foot down without it being a thing of fear in the house. Like you don't want to be walking in around a house feeling like, oh, I don't even want to. So yeah, that is what I'd say for like mothers.
Yeah, it's the same thing I would say too. Like being a strict parent, you're just gonna raise. I tried the strict parenting with her when she was a lot younger.
It didn't work.
And it did not work. If anything, I was losing her. So I decided to reroute and rewire my brain. So my advice to mothers out there: being a strict parent does not work on children. Not this generation of kids. Maybe our generation, millennial. You see Gen Z and Gen Alpha, and now the new generation, Gen Beta. Being a strict parent is not going to work on them. So I would strongly advise you reroute, rewire yourself, and find other ways to be a parent than being a strict parent. But yeah, saying thank you so much to whoever sent that story in. Really appreciate, and I pray things get better for you onward. And to my amazing co-host and my son, even though they are my children. What is her?
Like, why you?
Well, no. I cannot wait to you guys. I need you to get a job. I need you to get a job.
Job.
I need you. Yeah, I need you both to get a job, and then me, I can go and be checking my yash. And then wait, before we end, obviously I'm a single parent. I would ask them this question: what kind of stepfather do you guys want?
Oh my gosh. Anyways, thank you so much. It's been lovely chatting with you guys today.
No, are you
and
guys
we
not
hope-
going to talk about the stepfather you want?
And if you're watching, you haven't got a chance.
Yeah, word, because we're not describing you, my guy. Anyways, Joshua, it's been so nice having you here today.
Definitely.
It was
First
such a
time.
nice chit chat. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. We'll see you in the next one and the next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms. And don't be shy to leave your dilemmas, questions, or just thoughts and feelings in the link in our bio. See you in the next episode. And we have been our
Voices. Thank you so much for coming on today. God bless.